everybody, and welcome to Perjury. I already tried recording this. I beat the first case. It did not record it properly. It literally recorded like 4 frames. I don't know why. I think it was because it was in full screen, so now I'm playing in windowed mode. Hopefully this works. But yeah, I got all of the all 3 achievements from the first case. But let's get started. Paper Perjury, an Ace Attorney late game. I have played the first case. I would like to say I like this so much more than Tyrion Cuthbert. But let's get started. Start. Cases 1 through 5. Yeah, case 6 is a DLC case. They're gonna add another DLC. At the time of recording this, it is not released. But by the time we finish it, it'll be released. Case 1. Paper Perjury is a work of fiction. Any resemblance to actual persons, living or dead, or actual events is purely coincidental. Case 1. Beginnings in Perjury. April 16th. Unknown. This is Detective Ernest Hunt's office. I'm away from the office. Please leave a message. Detective, this is Chandra Lear, the witness from yesterday. I lied yesterday. There's more going on than I was letting on. I made a terrible mistake and I need your protection. I think my... What the fuck? What is trying to open? What the fuck? Why won't it close? Close window. Close program. What the fuck was that? Okay, what the fuck was that? I think my... Chandra, please forgive me. I don't know who this is. April 16th, 8 a.m. Zero City Police Precinct number 5, Station Lobby. This is it. My first real job. As a clerk. My name is Justina Smith. I'm a newly hired police clerk working at Azure City's 5th Police Precinct. Okay, I think that she just has a really short tie. But it looks like it goes down in between her boobs, and that's so funny to me. Though, when I told my parents, they seemed to think I was signing on as a cop. I'd rather avoid that sort of dangerous life. I'm more than content just doing paperwork. Not that I'm afraid of action. Everyone always says I'm too headstrong. Still, I'm really nervous. Stay calm, Justina. All you have to do is do your job well and keep your head low. Here we go. Wait, where am I supposed to go? Maybe there's someone around here I can ask? Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir. No, I can't. No, I'll get copyright striked. I can't sing the song. Billy Butcher. Sorry, miss. I'm in a hurry. Wait! I work here! I mean, well, today's my first day. I'm just here for the clerk role. Oh. In that case, I'm Detective Ernest Hunt. Unfortunately, that's about all the pleasantries I can give right now. It's playing right now. Police station, taking notes. Something important just occurred, and I need to get going. Miss Earl is our senior clerk here. Go speak with her for your assignment. Your station should be in the back. Time's a-ticking. Gotta run. Geez, someone's in a hurry. Well, at least I know where my desk is now. Time to meet my supervisor. You can now view the profiles of the people you meet during a case. Your collected profiles can be found in the case file. That's the wrong button. Evidence. Justina's ID. Type miscellaneous. Obtained possession. Justina Smith, 22, green eyes, brown hair, birthday July 1st. Ernest Hunt. Age 35. Birthday February 13th. Occupation detective. Location? Who knows? A detective working at Azure City's 5th Police Precinct. Not a fan of his coat. Well, what does his coat do to you? Excuse me, I'm looking for a Miss Earl. If you're here to speak with an officer, Please wait in the lobby. Wait, what? No, I'm not a civilian. Well, maybe I am. Does an office job here make me a civilian? Office job? Can I see some ID? ID. I think I brought that with me. You can view your collected evidence at any time by checking the case file screen. To present evidence, select a piece of evidence from the list on the right. Then press the present button to show it. I just have to remember which pocket I stuck it in. Brush off. This is the first achievement. Well, how about you show me your ID first? Either you show me some ID or I'll have to ask you to leave. Crap, she's serious. Alright, no more jokes. Here you go. Perfect. You are the new girl. I'm Sue P. Earl. I don't know the pun in your name. Welcome to your new office. I'm Justina Smith. It's a pleasure to meet you. I am the lead, and before today, the only clerk here at this branch. However, this is not the time for chit-chat. Today is a busy day, and we need you working right away. Sue P. Earl, age 30, birthday March 31st, occupation police clerk? Police clerk, location... Head clerk at the Zero City's 5th Police Precinct, and my boss. She likes to throw paper around. There's a police report from yesterday that I need you to file. Something came up recently that requires my full attention, and I trust you can handle a simple filing job. Yes, ma'am. Make sure all the information matches up correctly. Once you're done, let me know. I want to know why everyone is in a rush, but I can ask her about it later. Right now I need to get to work. Well, it's about as basic as a workstation can be. So much for getting trained. Hopefully I can figure this out myself. Let's see here. There's the detective summary, a witness statement, and a couple pieces of evidence. Thief's prints. Footprints found at the crime scene. Spacing of the prints indicates that the thief walked calmly toward and away from the safe. Window. The window the thief entered from. It unlocks from the inside only. Safe. Money for the Klaus orphanage and was stored here. Half of it was stolen. No evidence of tampering. Case summary updated. You can now access the summary section of the case file. The summary section contains the detective's brief on the case as well as a log of what you've accomplished during the case. Done and done. Looks like everything is here. Not the right one. Not the right button. Detective's brief. On April 15th, around 5 p.m., we received... No, this is Hunt. On April 15th, around 5 p.m., we received a phone call from Chandra Lear, the maid of the Eubank estate. She called to report that a thief had broken in and stolen a large sum of charity money from her employer's home. Due to rain earlier that day, the thief left muddy footprints throughout the room. The estate's front gates were picked open with lockpicks. Currently, we are still searching for the man. Investigation log. Good thing I kept this old notepad around. I'll write down things that happened as the day progresses. I can always review my notes as new facts unfold. Now I sound like a detective. Let's see. I should look over everything real quick before I file them. Now for that witness statement. Good thing the detective recorded it.
The camera's on. You can begin when you're ready.
Hey, that sounds just like the detective I spoke to earlier. This must be his case then.
Can you provide your name and occupation for the record?
Certainly. I'm Chandra Lear. I work as a maid at the Eubank estate.
I appreciate the cooperation. Now, can you describe the events that took place earlier?
Of course. Statement. I was cleaning the hallway when I heard a noise coming from this room. I went inside and saw someone taking money out of the safe.
Reason and deceit.
I couldn't get a good look at his face, but he was clearly a 6-foot-tall man carrying lockpicks. When he saw me, he took some of the money and ran to the window, making his escape. I couldn't catch him, so I checked the safe. Half the money inside was stolen. I called the police to report the crime shortly afterwards.
I see. Seems to me like it was a simple robbery.
Wait a second. Something about what she's just said seems off. Did she just lie? I need to look over her statement again. I'm sure there's a problem somewhere. But if I find a lie, I think has the problem. The line I think has the problem. I can press the dispute button to present evidence. Submitting is as easy as clicking present on the evidence that contradicts that statement. I won't leave this computer until I find this contradiction.
Okay. Ran to the window? He ran to the window?
She said the thief ran, but the evidence shows the thief calmly walked, as if he wasn't afraid of being caught. Why would she lie about that? I should let Miss Earle know what I found. Name Chandelier, age 26, birthday September 22nd, occupation maid. The maid at the Eubank estate. I caught her lying about the thief, but why would she lie? Miss Earle! What is it? It's the witness's statement. It doesn't add up. I was reviewing the case file, and I think she lied. She told the detective that the thief ran in a hurry, but the evidence seems to indicate the opposite, that the thief had walked calmly. Let me see that file. I see. I think you're right. The police need to speak... The police need to speak with Miss Lear again. She clearly didn't see the thief. Sorry to say, that would be impossible. Impossible? Why? About an hour ago, we got a call from the Eubank estate. The thief returned this morning, and this time he attempted to take Miss Lear's life. What? Thankfully, she survived. But she's currently in a coma and with a life-threatening head injury. Closer to the truth! Around the time you showed up, our lead detective went to investigate. I've been processing the paperwork over the call. Lead detective? Did you mean Detective Hunt? I see you've already met. Yes, that's him. So what do we do now? We'll call the detective and inform him. He can decide what to do next. Until then, keep Miss Lear's statement with you. You might need it later. But why would the thief return to the scene of the crime? There has to be more to it. I think I'll speak with the detective when he gets back. Statement. Miss Lear lied about the thief running towards the window to escape. She claimed the thief was a tall man holding lockpicks. April 16th, 10:47 a.m., Missouri City Police Precinct, number 5, Station Lobby. Detective Hunt has returned. I hope my tip helped him. Excuse me, Detective Hunt?
I'm busy right... Hold on. You're that new girl, right? The one Miss Earle told me found that clue.
Hey guys, I think I found a glue.
Sorry.
Yes, I'm Justina Smith, sir.
Looks like our newest member already wants to be out on the front lines.
You misunderstand, sir. Standing in front of an armed criminal is not what I signed up for.
In any case, maybe you can help me.
Help you how?
I could use your help getting a confession from our thief. Follow me to the interrogation room.
Wait, what? Andy's gone. How on earth am I supposed to help him? April 16th, 10:50 a.m., Missouri City Police Precinct, number 5, viewing room.
There you are. The captain wants us to start the interrogation right away.
The captain?
The police captain. You haven't met him, but he's the one in charge of the precinct.
Now hold on just a minute. I'm a police clerk. What exactly do you want me to do? Write down everything you two say?
No, I want you to help me interrogate the suspect.
Interrogate? I don't know how to interrogate someone.
You're a police officer. How can you not know how to interrogate someone?
Because I'm not a police officer. I was hired to do paperwork.
Paperwork is the true life of a police officer. You'll do fine.
Hold on. Okay. Sorry.
Paperwork is true. Yeah, already.
But I feel a little underqualified to be in charge of an interrogation.
I'm the one in charge. You're there to help. Besides, you're young. You being there might make the suspect lower their guard.
Well, I guess I'll help as much as I can.
All you need to do is listen to their statements. If you find a flaw, point it out. It's exactly the same as what you did on the computer.
But what if their statement is perfect?
As long as the suspect is hiding something, there will always be a flaw somewhere. You'll just have to find those flaws until the truth comes out.
You sound like you expect the suspect to lie.
I do, and you should too. Sometimes the flaw might not be immediately obvious. You can question the suspect to ask for more information. They might reveal some additional information that could be helpful.
Right, so I question the suspect if I want clarification, and I dispute when I find a flaw.
You got it. See, you're a natural interrogator. We need an ironclad confession, so we need to find all the flaws in the suspect's statements.
Easier said than done. Wait, am I even allowed to go in there?
Save any further questions for the suspect.
He sure is impatient. April 16th, 11 a.m. Missouri City Police Precinct Number 5, Interrogation Room. So, this is the inside of an interrogation room. Lucky I'm here on the police side. And on the other side is our thief? I thought the witness said they were male.
Sorry to keep you waiting. I had to grab my assistant.
Since when was I his assistant?
She's new here, so let me catch her up to speed. But first, the formalities will be read by my assistant.
What formalities?
Our country's judges' codes. It's on the notepad right in front of you.
Let's see. We have read your rights, and you are fully aware that this interrogation is recorded as deemed by law. Unless stated otherwise, everything you say is of your own free will and is not coerced in any way. However, you will be held in custody until it has been deemed that you can't be charged with any crime. See, I don't like this. I don't like specifically this. Hold on. Okay, so generally it's 48 hours that the police can hold you in America. How was that?
Perfect. With that settled, let's get started. As part of your arrest, you agreed to completely cooperate with us. And you're going to...
And you're going to hold up your end of the deal, right?
On my honor as a police officer.
Then... your ears better open themselves for the greatest plan of the entire criminal underground.
Joyful days.
All she did was go through a window.
I wish more criminals had your enthusiasm. Please state your name for us.
I am the great and cunning Hannah over your.
No lies so far. You're doing great. Keep it up.
That's not the right one. Age 26. Birthday January 12th. Occupation thief. Location interrogation room. A presumptuous thief. How can anyone take part in robbery? Thankfully, she plans to confess to us. Stop patronizing me! I stole from one of the wealthiest men in the city.
And I arrested you for the crime in less than 24 hours. But by all means, keep bragging.
No come back.
And no come back. Then let us continue. We're currently only being charged for the crime of larceny, so we...
Hold on, what about?
All in due time, Miss Assistant. We have a criminal giving a full confession. That takes priority.
What's he getting at? She committed the assault too, right? Why is he not charging her for that as well? Wait, who is he calling Miss Assistant?
As I was saying, we need your official statement. Are you ready, Miss Assistant?
Ready as I'll ever be. Fuck, ow.
That didn't even hit me. Why'd I say ow? Then, Monsieur, you may begin at any time. Interrogation.
Hand over your statement. A theft I am proud of. Around 4:30 p.m. Around 4:30 p.m. I stuck into the Eubank estate. I spotted the safe. It's inside, stuffed with treasure. I used my trusty lockpicks to open the window, and I made my way inside. I pilfered the safe of its contents, grabbing about half of the money inside. Can't believe it took you an entire day to find me. I thought the police were better than that. Hey, sir?
Is something wrong, Miss Assistant?
Your statement seems off.
If you think there's a problem, go ahead and find it. My job as a mentor is to ensure you do it correctly.
But you're not my... Oh, never mind. I'll do it myself. If you're focusing on her first crime, then the attempted murder can be ignored. How did you get into the estate? That was the easiest part. I broke in through the front gate. She just walked right in broad daylight? Wouldn't she be worried about being seen? I spotted the safe. It's inside stuffed with treasure. Treasure? All that was in the safe was money. Have you ever heard of poetical license? Obviously, that was the treasure. I pulled off a great heist. It deserves some added flair. Is it really a great heist if you get caught the next day? I used my trusty lockpicks to open the window, and I made my way inside. Lockpicks? Every gate thief carries a set of lockpicks with them. I needed them for this heist. I keep mine in my hair. I thought those were just hairpins. Hang on, why did the detective let her bring lockpicks in here? Pilfered the safe of its contents, grabbing about half of the money inside. Why did you only grab half of the money? Wouldn't you want to grab all of it? I was in a hurry. The maid spotted me, so I needed to make my escape. Something seems off here. If you're really in such a hurry, why does the evidence show that you walked back to the window? What is the song? Between the lines. I'm a fast walker? That's ridiculous. What do you want me to say? That's the truth. Detective, make her talk.
Unfortunately, I can't do that. We can't really disprove her claim here. I suggest you look for something more solid.
I don't think this is going to get me anywhere. Better move on. I can't believe it took you the entire day to find me. I thought the police were better than that. You don't seem very upset over the fact you got caught. What do I have to be upset about? I stole from the banks themselves. Now everyone will know about the great and dashing thief Hannah Overyore. What good is that going to do you now that you've been caught?
You used your lockpicks to open it, but the safe had no evidence of tampering.
What? You couldn't have gotten in the safe. You don't have the code. What's it to you? I stole the money, right? Clearly I got into the safe just fine. Detective, she's evading the question.
Slow down, Miss Assistant. If you want to get a suspect to talk, you have to find the flaws in their statement first. You need something concrete to pressure them with. There's a flaw in her statement you haven't found. Focus on that first.
Guess I'll come back to this later. Oh, on the window, not the safe.
Same thing, it only locks on the inside. Yeah, guys, I'm very smart, guys, yeah.
Monsieur, you couldn't have opened the window. The window in that room only opens from inside. No lockpicks could get you around that. I can explain.
Justina Smith, reveal the truth.
You see, the weather was really warm that day. The maid opened up the window. I just got the details mixed up. Let me explain.
And over your statement, a theft I am proud of, part 2.
When I stepped into the estate, the window was already open, so I simply climbed in. That's when I spotted the safe. I used my trusty tools to open up the safe. I just mixed up the window in the safe. She already lied once. How can we trust her confession now?
That's the thing, we can't. That's why it's up to you to find the flaws in it.
But what if I can't find anything? You should be the one handling this.
You'll find it. I believe in you.
Real helpful. A likely story. Do you have any proof it was open? My proof is that I say it was open. That's not proof! Besides, what was your plan if the window wasn't open? I tried a different entrance. How can she be so proud of a robbery she didn't even prepare for? So, I simply climbed in. That's when I spotted the safe. You just climbed in? What if you got caught? Well, I was feeling lucky. Besides, there was nobody inside there. But the maid was right outside that room. So? I didn't know that. You're the worst thief I've ever heard of. But you have heard of me. You're not fucking Jack Sparrow. I used my trusty tools to open up the safe. Your tools? That's what I said. You mean your lockpicks, right? Maybe, maybe not. A thief never reveals her secrets. Detective, make her give a straight answer.
I think you have all the information you need.
What's that supposed to mean? It just mix up the window in the safe. How could you possibly mix that up? Well, I'm a great thief. I don't remember the specifics of all my heists. Detective, she just admitted to more crimes.
That's not the confession you think it is. Either way, we're here about this crime. Let's focus on it. I think, yeah, we present the safe now. Because no tampering.
Monsieur, how did you open the safe? You said you opened it with your lockpicks, but there's no sign of tampering. It can only be opened with the code. Your tools would be useless. I never said that my tools were my lockpicks. I mean, my greatest tool of all. Patience! I just waited for the maid to open up the safe. I robbed it after she left. Monsieur, I doubt both of your statements are true. You're saying that Miss Lear opened both the safe and the window, and then she just left the room? Yes. Detective, that doesn't make any sense. That would have to be the biggest coincidence ever.
But not impossible. But unfortunately, we don't have a way to counter her claim right now.
Safe access. Hannah claims that Miss Lear opened the safe and the window before leaving the room. The safe can only be opened through a passcode. I don't know her reasons. I only took advantage of them. What now? Something is wrong with her story, I know it. There has to be another way to draw out the truth.
Monsieur, can you explain the purpose of your lockpicks?
You mean these? Well, they pick locks. As the name implies.
Now how lockpicks work?
I just keep them for safekeeping.
So, you just said that you waited for the maid to open a window in the safe. So then, why are you carrying lockpicks?
I have a good reason for that. One that Miss Tacky Greensuit will accept. It's not as tacky as the orange jumpsuit you'll be wearing.
No, this is not the time for colorful quips. Please, Miss Yor, tell us your story.
Hand over your statement. Tools for a great heist. The lockpick was needed to enter the estate. There's a gate with a padlock that I picked in order to get on the property. I placed my lockpicks in my hair afterwards. I had no need for them once I got to the window. Sir, is she telling the truth about the gate?
She is. We found the gate and the lock was picked.
Then she's telling the truth. How do we go any further?
Don't think about her lying. Think more about how the evidence doesn't support the truth.
You're the one in charge here. Can't you tell me the answer?
Cheerleaders just sit behind desks all day giving orders.
I'll look over the statement again. How did you know you would need lockpicks? I always bring lockpicks with me. You never know when they'll come in handy. I guess that makes sense. She's a thief after all. Now I'm going to be suspicious of anyone with hairpins. Why didn't you tell us about this before? You didn't ask? That's not a good reason. You're supposed to be confessing. You're the one asking the questions. Maybe you're just bad at your job. This isn't even my job, I'm just a clerk. Why did you put your lockpicks away? What if you needed them? Why would I? The safe and window were open. Plus, I needed my hands free to grab the money. So you didn't take your lockpicks out at all after entering the room? Nope, not even once. Thank you. Let's carry on. That's quite the coincidence. They made opening up both the window and the safe. How would your plan have ever even worked if she didn't? I would have improvised. I had all the tools I needed. It just so happens that my greatest tool of all was my luck. How would you have gotten into the safe if she hadn't opened it? I had my lockpicks as backup. But the safe doesn't even have a hole to put lockpicks in. Yeah, well, I didn't know that. It doesn't matter because the maid opened it for me. Let's move on before steam starts coming out of my ears.
It's this, I think. The statement. Holding.
Miss Yor, did you know Miss Lear gave a recorded statement? So? In her statement, she said that the thief was a 6-foot-tall man and had lockpicks. Her description of you was wrong, but there was one key detail about you she mentioned. That you had lockpicks. Case climax, lies unraveling. If she only saw you during your escape, she would have only seen them as hairpins. Something happened in that room and it wasn't simple robbery. I can explain. No, please, allow me. Earlier today, I saw that the footprints you left in the room showed you walking away from the safe. Normally, I would expect a thief like you to simply run away. One possibility was that she lied about seeing you. However, if she knew about the lockpicks, then she clearly had seen you. Maybe she said that I picked the lock out of the gate to get into the property?
We only found that lock after we arrived and interviewed her. Miss Assistant, do you know why Miss Lear was in the room with our thief?
The truth is...
Miss Lear was true thief, there was never a robbery at all. The two knew each other. She was trying to stop the robbery. We needed more testimony.
The whole time you said you wanted to confess to get a plea deal. Yet that was never the reason. This was all meant to hide your relationship with Miss Lear.
That's exactly it. After getting your tip found the footprints, I came to a conclusion. The thief must have been someone Miss Lear knew. So I asked the Eubank family about her friends, and your name came up. Getting your bank records was the hard part, but that's how I proved you were the thief.
How did you get our bank records?
I have my connections. In a way, it's clear you hid your relationship to keep Miss Lear from being arrested as well. The two of you were working together.
You're mistaken. If we were working together, why wouldn't she just let me in right through the front door? She wouldn't even need me. She would have just robbed the safe herself.
I think my assistant can explain that, can't you? Why did the two of them stage the robbery as they did?
Because the truth is, they were in a rush. The front door is not possible, and Miss Lear could not leave the estate. They wanted the police to know a thief stole the money. If they wanted to hide their tracks, why leave such obvious tracks? They must have wanted the police to know the money was stolen.
Correct again. We did get involved, so their plan at that point was successful. If they knew that the money was stolen, they knew that the money being stolen would make the news. And if Miss Lear says a male thief stole the money, it would throw off our investigation. We trust Miss Lear, of course.
So, unless you want us to throw the full extent of the law at you, we need your real confession now. You win. I'm no great thief.
Your robbery might not have been very great, but you did try to steal away the truth.
I can't believe you. How can you crack jokes at a time like this?
Lighten up, Miss Assistant. We won this round. We can have some fun now.
You haven't taken this seriously at any point. Monsieur, we have a few questions to ask now. Don't you already know everything? Just throw me in a jail cell.
I don't think you were stealing based out of greed. If you were, why would you only take half the money? So I want to offer you a chance to tell us why you stole the money.
We know what the money in the safe was used for, right? It was charity money, but I don't know which charity it was for.
It's a charity run by the Eubank estate. They raise money for a local orphanage. I have to say, stealing money from orphans doesn't paint you in the best light.
Every year, Mr. Eubank raises money for the charity, but he's been lying about how much he receives. The amount they raise and the amount that goes to the charity are different. Chandra helped with the fundraising and she figured out there was a discrepancy. Hold on. If he's wealthy enough to have a charity, why is he stealing money from it?
Hold on, Miss Assistant. None of this is proven. She lied once already. You have to take the rest with a grain of salt.
Still, why would he keep the charity money in the safe? Wouldn't the bank account be safer? Banks keep records. If he was ever audited, the records would reveal what he did. The banks own one of the largest investment firms in the country. They know how to avoid leaving any paper trails. But why would he give Miss Lear the code to the safe? Well, I don't really know. Chandra never told me.
So, why did the two of you get involved?
Chandra couldn't accept what was going on. She told me about what she found and what her plan was. So I agreed to help her. And what were you planning to do with the money after you stole it? Well, we didn't figure that part out. We didn't expect to get caught so quickly.
You know, if you told me you had planned to anonymously donate the money, I could almost respect this little plan. Regardless, we still have to charge you.
Charge me, but please at least let Sandra off with a lighter sentence. I was the one who stole the money. All she did was open the window in the safe. I know you'll go arrest her after this, but you have to understand that. Oh no, she doesn't know?
I'm sorry, Monsieur. We have some bad news. We got a call from the Eubank estate this morning. Miss Lear was attacked and is in critical condition.
No, you're joking, right? You're just trying to get me to say more.
While you're being charged with larceny, I'm afraid, pending further investigation, you're also being held under arrest for attempted murder. That's bullshit. That's bullshit and you know it.
What? No, why would I try to kill Sandra? We're best friends. I would never hurt her.
I believe you, but we don't have a choice right now. You'll be detained here until further notice. However, I can assure you that your cooperation won't go unnoticed. You have the legal right to a public defender if your case goes to court.
To hell with a lawyer? Why did you hide this from me until now? Did you just want to watch me struggle? You're evil. The both of you. Everything they say about the cops in this city. You're corrupt. You corrupt, heartless monsters.
I'm sorry, but it would be in your best interest if you didn't speak to us further without a lawyer. The two of us would best be going now.
I wish I could do more for you, Hannah.
My apologies, Miss Smith. That wasn't something I planned on having you having to see.
Neither did I. Wait a second, you actually used my name.
We can look at the investigation log now.
When reviewing Miss Lear's statement, I found an issue. She claimed the thief ran, but the evidence indicates otherwise. I wonder why she lied. According to Miss Earle, Miss Lear was attacked this morning. The police believe it was the thief, but why would the thief return? I've torn through every one of Miss Lear's lies. What is she really hiding?
You're hereby free from being my assistant. You can go back to your normal duties. If it means anything, you certainly did well back there.
If you already knew everything, why did you need me in the first place?
When Miss Earle told me how you found that clue, I decided I wanted to test your critical thinking skills. Looks like I was right to test you. You solved the case like a pro. I hope you didn't mind me having a bit of fun in there.
Given how things ended, I wouldn't call any of that fun.
I know. She meant most of that for me, not you. Either way, I don't want you to have to face any more of that because of me.
So what are you going to do now?
Your best friend nearly died, and she's our #1 suspect. I'm going back to the crime scene to try and clear her name, so if you'll excuse me...
Hold it! I never agreed to stop being your assistant. Hannah said it's something I want to see for myself. I may not be a police officer, but please take me with you.
I think I've barred you from Miss Earle long enough. Keeping you any longer would only anger her and risk your job.
Do you really think I'm that quick to boil? Miss Earle, how much did you hear? Enough to have an opinion on the matter. Ernest, take her with you. If you think she can help solve the case, it would be foolish to not even let her see the crime scene. I'll make sure Hannah is treated well until you solve the case.
Are you sure? What about Justina's duties here?
Her paperwork can wait. She can always work overtime. You want me to stay overtime on my first day? Would you rather just stay here and miss all the fun? Alright, deal. I'll go. Good. Do look after her, Ernest. It's still only her first day.
Yes, absolutely. Well then, Miss Assistant, are you ready to go?
Sir, yes, sir.
Perfect. Here's the keys. I'll show you to the car.
Wait, you want me to drive?
Of course, the assistant always drives. Besides, it's a good test of your driving skills. You never know when we might be in a highway chase. Follow me.
That was how my relationship with Detective Hunt began. I went from a desk job to field work in a matter of hours, all because of one small contradiction. Little did I know how much this single case was going to change my life forever.
End of case 1. Alright. Well, that. I will start the second case. Actually be able to start it, hopefully. I really hope I don't have to replay the first case again. I will cry if I do. Start the second case next time. Huh. Bye bye.